Welcome to another episode of the Adventures of Wes and Mel. I'm Wes.
I'm Mel.
And this is our Arizona adventure, part one. But before we get to that, check us out on our social media contacts, our pages, all that. And here we go. We're going to get into it. We're going to be standing on a corner. We're going to be playing with dinosaurs. There's going to be wild horses. And there's going to be a whole lots of other things. But first, our sponsors, CampyRentals.com. Make sure you check them out if you're looking for a condo in Florida, maybe Panama City. Check out Sunsplash, CampyRentals.com. Nice condo on the beach there. If you're looking for a home on the beach with your own private beach, check out the Oyster. That's in Navarre Beach, Florida. Again, at CampyRentals.com. That's what you get, a couple hundred feet of that. And if you're an NFL Packer fan, maybe, stay across from Lambeau Field at the Field of Dreams in Green Bay, Wisconsin. Now getting into Arizona. And this is the first exit into Arizona, place that we've stopped at many times before, but it's our first Route 66 stop in Lupton, Arizona. And you always like stopping here, don't you?
I do. I'm a sucker for these gift shops. They're not authentic, but they're fun.
Yeah, there may be a couple things that are authentic, and
I doubt it. Well, the Indian knives said made in China on them, okay?
Yeah, maybe those are not. But maybe some of the beaded stuff was. Maybe some of the rugs.
The magnets were maybe the closest thing to authentic.
But yeah, it's always a good stop, though. And going west, it is your first stop going into Arizona. And it's never a disappointment if you're looking for that cute little magnet or knife.
Or your first bathroom stop.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. But there is actually a lot more there than you would think in that little area, because that gift shop area spans pretty long ways, and there's like literally four or five different gift shops in there. And I'm not all about shopping and stuff, but after you've been in a car for a while, you need a good place to go to the bathroom, you need some magnets, you need to get out of the car, stretch your legs, whatever it is, this stop is for you.
And I gotta say, this upcoming stop, the Indian Arts and Crafts, the teepee here,
is faker than the knives made in China.
But it is still my favorite, though. You can get moccasins and Native American arts and crafts. Yeah, those are probably authentic.
Made in China.
And you can get your picture. The whole family can, if you got 4 in your family.
Which I never really understood those. They've got those, but they haven't updated them with like the stupid tripods for your cell phones so that we can all be in the pictures.
Whatever.
I know it's Route 66. Just a suggestion, Route 66, if you want to upgrade, make it so there's like tripods in front of the signs so that everybody in the picture can be in the picture.
But that's our stop in Lupton, Arizona, our first stop. And always a good souvenir stop for sure. And next up, this gets creepy. This is Fort Courage.
It took courage to get out of the car and stop here. But I will tell you what was the most freaky part. So take a look at what you're looking at now. It looks desolate, scary, like you might find some dead bodies.
Abandoned for sure.
But behind it, literally behind it, is a working...
You'll see.
No,
It's coming up.
I still need to explain this because look at what you're looking at. It looks
that's inside the gas station right there.
It looks like a body dump.
It does.
And then you sit there, and all of a sudden, you're going to see some really awesome wild animals come up at you, or ones that you think are wild. And no, they're not dogs, and they're not cats, but they are. Okay, I'm just gonna break it. They're horses, and they come up to you, and you think, "Oh my God, this is so neat, so sad, and so weird." And then you walk around to take pictures of them.
They've already checked the Pancake House out. That's not open. They couldn't get any snacks from the Pancake House, I'll tell you that for sure.
Yeah. So you sit there and you see these horses, and I was silly enough to follow them around the property.
There they are.
Yes.
There's one of them.
So I was following them around the property. So here we are at Fort Courage. It's an abandoned old fun park, but there's live horses just kind of running around. There's one right there. So that's kind of weird. They're just kind of hanging out. And yes, that is the freeway behind us. And this is the place that they're just kind of roaming around at. This old abandoned fun park.
That was Interstate 40 behind you that you could hear very loudly. This is Route 66, but as you know...
Well, it was, like I said, so weird because behind it was a working farm. People live there.
Telephone booth.
Yeah, a guy actually came out while we were like roaming around the fun park, taking pictures of apparently his horses.
Oh, there's a couple. There's the two that we saw earlier.
Yeah, but like when you go behind all of this stuff, the pancake house, the weird little building here.
You'll see.
Yeah.
And there was cattle over there on that other side that you didn't, if you saw those. There was a couple cattle as well back there.
Not that we've never seen cattle or horses. It was just really weird and random to be at a body dump and then all of a sudden have somebody's house behind it.
Yeah.
That also looked like a body dump.
There's a couple different horses, I believe. And there's cattle back there as well. And yeah, the gas station.
It was just weird. I mean, it was creepy. Like you were there, it was eerie, it was dark, it was cloudy, it was rainy.
Infowars.com was there.
Apparently.
But yeah, on to our next stop. We're past Fort Courage, and we're just before Holbrook, Arizona. And this is a travel center that we stop at like all the time. And why do we stop at it, Mel?
Giant dinosaurs.
Yes. We've had different family picks with dogs, without dogs, just ourselves this time, obviously. And
oh look, 4 dinosaurs instead of 2.
Yeah. And from there we get into Holbrook, just shortly past the travel center, and on 66 now again, because it's running parallel to Interstate 40, and had to take a couple snaps of this Sahara Inn because it just loved it.
Let's be real, you took a couple of snaps of everything to the point where it was like, hey, remember that abandoned building? Which one? There's a lot.
How about that broke down car?
Yeah, there was a lot of those too.
Oh, dinosaurs! Okay, there's a lot, just warning, there's a lot, well, there's Mel with the dinosaur. A lot of dinosaurs in Holbrook, which we love, because we love dinosaurs, don't we? Oh, whatever. Okay, yeah. Just bust my balls. Okay, this place had a lot of dinosaurs, obviously, and we had to stop and.
I was bummed about that though because it should have been open. I mean, like that place apparently was still a working facility, but we were there like on an off day apparently.
I don't know if it's an off day or not.
I don't know. All I know is that Route 66 is gearing up to have their party for their celebration of 100 years.
Yep, and 2026 will be 100 years.
So all the stuff that we passed that now looks like nobody would ever be there is getting worked on.
This is a beautiful park in Holbrook. It really caught us by surprise. There's a big mural there in front of us that took a couple pictures.
Oh, and look, it's so nice and warm there in Arizona.
Oh, no, this was northern Arizona in March. So that mural is what we had in front of the car there, to both sides of it. Gigantic, beautiful mural that it's from the cop shop, I guess.
It was on the cop shop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
they kind of look at you iffy when you're standing out there with your camera shooting the side of their building. They come out with their guns. Don't worry, none of us were shot.
Neat map of 66 on that cafe, and which I don't think was open because I think it was just later in the day. And like
there was nothing in this town open.
Well, it was a little bit later in the day, I believe. So
4 o'clock.
Another mural. That was
4:30.
There's that mural right there. So,
on a Monday.
It was an old Roxy Theater, not the Roxy in Hollywood. We've been there before, but that Roxy was not open. That was a cool mural.
This one went all the way around. It was like I don't know if it was a parking lot.
It is a parking lot. Butterfield Stage sponsors this. Butterfield Stage Company Steakhouse right across the street. And here we just drive the loop around.
Don't ask us how it tasted. It was closed on a Monday at 4:30.
But really cool. Not only did they have this, they have a wagon on top of their roof. I don't know how it got there. I don't think the horses drove it up there, but it's a pretty cool looking place.
But the mural spans all of Route 66, like from start to finish, so that was cool.
And there it is right there. That's actual Butterfield State.
And you called me out for talking about the horses before they were short.
Oh!
Whatever, man.
Right here. This is a place we did not stay on this trip, but we are going to our next trip through Arizona because we have to. This place was awesome.
Oh yeah, the Wigwam Hotel where you get to stay in what I call
Motel, honey.
Whatever, man. you get to the teepees is your motel room.
They're wigwams, honey.
Okay, whatever, factotum.
Well, it's the Wigwam Motel, okay? So we have to get it right. It's a Wigwam, but they had. I don't think these were all guests, but you're gonna see a lot of old.
But
times.
actually, a lot of them were more guests than you think, because when people do Route 66, a lot of them get in their classic cars and they drive it. I mean, it's about the experience. So there was a bunch of people from their 50s in the 50s driving around in their 1950 cars.
And there was like a person or two checking out or checking.
Yeah, so we stuck our head into a teepee that we probably weren't supposed to be in, and they're pretty cool. They have like a little fireplace type thing going, and it was neat.
This area is also known for their petrified wood, so all these big blocks right there.
That one ain't going anywhere.
That's petrified wood in front of it. That's not preventing it from going anywhere, because it's just not going anywhere. But yeah, those big rocks, that's all petrified wood. So a lot of that around Holbrook and this whole area. And so we're not very far from Petroglyphs National Park.
And may I remind you, please do not take anything out of a national forest like rocks or sticks or petrified wood.
Petrified wood, yes.
If they find you with it when you're leaving, you won't be leaving without handcuffs on. I heard.
It's Petrified National Forest. I just said petroglyphs. It's Petrified National
Forest. But there's petroglyphs on the walls and stuff like that. That's why you were saying that.
Yeah, so I got the names confused, but everything's there. But anyway, this was certainly going to be a stay on our next adventure through northern Arizona, because it just looks...
Which is coming up.
Like a lot of fun, yeah. I heard like April maybe. So, but yeah. And one little stop. And I wish the office would have been open. It was not, because I would have gotten a souvenir from there again. But this is just a brief stop in Joseph City, along Route 66, like just a couple miles down.
Not a lot to do, but a lot to see.
And a tractor. And this was a cool, funky place. It's like an old feed and seed place. Hay sales and feed. And look at the dude up there. Is he alive?
What's really weird about it is I can't tell if he was just selling spaghetti or if he was mining for gold. I'm really confused.
I think he was selling spaghetti.
It was a weird stop.
Yeah, and that's a KOA campground. I don't think it's there anymore.
And again, this is Route 66, and when we did it, 1, it was cold, snowy, wet, rainy everywhere. 2, it was in an off season and an off time, and 3, it's not like getting all spruced up like it is now.
And now we're into Winslow, Arizona.
Oh, this is a really good stop.
Yeah, this first little stop, it was Earl's Motor Court there, but that's the visitor center, and we got some really good information from the visitor center there, including where to find the corner in Winslow, Arizona, which is this. We're driving over it.
And this coffee shop that's here has amazing food at amazing prices and amazing coffee.
And the gift shop was good too. You got your Winslow t-shirt here?
I did.
As well.
I did.
So definitely a great stop. Oh, beautiful, beautiful truck right behind the gift shop there. And there's Mel. Not standing in the corner, standing in the middle.
But what's really cool about that is when you stand in the middle of the street there, people actually stop and let you stand in the middle of the street, take your picture, and then they wave and they're like, have a great day. Whereas if it was like California, they'd flip you off.
That pitchfork that we just had, that last picture, some people from like Sweden gave that to us. We're like, okay, we'll take a picture with the pitchfork, okay. It's we were taking it easy and just getting along. So it was really a fun stop.
It was. We spent a lot of time there, a lot more than I thought I wanted to.
That's the shop you were talking about.
Yes, that's the coffee place. Seriously, it was awesome. It was like an old-fashioned soda shop. It was so cool.
Yeah,
with old-fashioned prices.
Yeah, and really good food.
Now this is like actually like that Relic place. That was like a bar and stuff, like right restaurant, but that was the grill. Yeah, that was cool.
Yeah, that was right next door. And these are just different spots, different murals around.
In case you haven't caught on, we like murals.
Yeah, this has a really kind of sad story to it if you want to read it. And yes, a little bit about the roadside attraction. And just mostly just a little bit this like 4 square block.
I do want to point out that the colors that you're seeing, we did not doctor these pictures. That was the weather. That was on the good day. That was the day that there was no rain or snow actually falling at that point. However, I think it rained later.
This was a cool little alley right here, and they had
World's
the world's
smallest church.
Yeah, and it was totally unexpected. You're like, whoa, what is this?
Literally an alley.
Yeah.
The alley probably had more stuff to do than the downtown shops.
And this stop was, again, unexpected. The train depot, and this was really a lot of fun and very, very well done. The Santa Fe, the mighty train. I'm sure you can read this.
I was gonna say, I think they can read. It's what was cool about it is like
had many stops.
This was just like a off the beaten path, and you would either have to ask a local about it or know about it because it really wasn't advertised, but it should have been.
This was the main stop for the Santa Fe coming through Winslow. And so there it is in one picture with the Santa Fe right behind you. Train station. There's Mel. And they had a bunch of these cool cars. I love these two cars. Well, actually, they really only had these two cars, but we loved them a lot. There's Mel taking a picture of probably the Beetle. And yeah, if you look real closely, these were really well done, really well painted, meant to be displays, and but really, really beautiful. And again, quite unexpected, because we were just like, let's see what else is in the neighborhood. And that's what you have to kind of do.
Yeah, because this was off of like Main Street.
We found what we were looking for, obviously, but then we're like, okay, we're there, we did that. Let's try to find something else in the area, and we found this. The Colorados? Yes. Oh, and a cool windmill. I love old windmills, especially with the train behind them. That's Old West to me. Not 2 layers of, train boxcars necessarily, but, just the whole scene. And what can be said about 66?
They can read.
They can?
Yeah.
Okay.
They can read.
Okay.
This I like though because it expresses what our whole channel is and what we're trying to do. It's about adventure and travel. So there's the difference to me between adventure and travel is you go from place to place. Adventure is you stop and you check things out at place to place.
And it has the mix, for sure. So make every day a new adventure with the Adventures of Wes
and Mel.
Yes, that's Mel. And that's me and Mel. Wes and Mel, thank you very much for tuning in from Lupton to Winslow, Arizona, Route 66, Part 1, sponsored in part by Field of Dreams, presented by KFPRentals.com in Green Bay. If you need that, if you want to catch a Packer game in Green Bay, hey, right across the street from Lambeau Field. If you're looking for a hotel in Spring Green, Wisconsin, you got the Round Barn Lodge, beautiful old historic lodge, and the Ramada Inn in Richland Center, Wisconsin. Also available at KFPRentals.com. And what do, Mel?
Make every day a new adventure.
And like and subscribe and tune in to all of our social media networks right here, our pages, etc. And thank you for listening and watching.